everything on air. Okay, awesome. Cool. Okay, so hello and welcome to Moms of Flavortown.
How's it
Oh, Debbie,
going?
Debbie, your mic's not working. The magic of podcasting.
It's all
Um,
good.
okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so as Debbie was gonna say, pew 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 pew. I am Rachel. Debbie, it's still not working. I don't know what's going on.
Take
So
two.
yeah, so sorry, Britt.
Yeah, you're fine.
It was working before, Debbie, and then it cut out, and then so I can't. Yeah, we can't hear you. Should we leave and come back?
Oh, I just heard it.
Oh,
Okay.
can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So let's start from the top. Totally. Okay. Hello and welcome to
Oh,
Moms of
wait, now
Flavors.
I can't.
Wait, what? You can't hear us?
We can hear you.
Wait, what's
Hello.
going on? Yeah. Sorry, we can hear you. What? You can't see us or hear us? Okay. Debbie, hold on. I'm gonna call her because I think she
Wait.
can't.
Okay. Sorry. Can
Can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
us and see? Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear
Okay.
us and see us? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Britt. This never happens. Okay. Hello and welcome to Moms of Flavortown.
Pew, 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 pew.
I am Rachel,
I'm Debbie.
and today we have a very exciting guest on the podcast. You might know her as a chop champion or from when she beat Bobby Flay, among many other Food Network appearances. She won the Triple G play-in to make her the Cinderella story of TOC 4, and she came
Yes.
back to make it to the semifinals in TOC 5. Guy calls her the angry Italian, though she's always seemed very nice to us.
Yes.
So please welcome Britt Rescigno.
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
It,
Oh,
we're
thank you for having me. I'm so honored.
we are huge fans. Like we started recording this podcast in the first episode of TOC 4. So like we've like seen you through then and like we've been big fans the
Mhm.
whole time. So we are thrilled to have you here.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for the support, guys.
And we want to talk to you about like all kinds of stuff. But first let's start off with like what are some of your earliest food memories as a kid?
Oh, man. So I grew up in my grandparents' restaurant, literally.
Mhm.
It was right next door to my house. And I mean, my grandfather taught me how to shuck a clam when I was like 4 years old, 3 years old, something like that.
Yes.
But I think the most like memorable thing for me when I was super young, again, probably around like four, my dad taught me how to make scrambled eggs.
Mm.
And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And
What's his
I don't
method?
know.
Ooh.
Uh, Gosh, I don't even know if I remember his method, but his eggs were always so light and fluffy.
Mhm.
Ah. Was he a water or a milk? Or
Water.
nothing? Water. Yeah.
I'm
Interesting.
a water.
You're a water.
I
I'm
am.
I'm a milk. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've known any other way. Like if you told me there was milk in one or water in the other, like I don't know if I could really tell the difference.
I think the only time I could really tell the difference was like half and half or heavy cream when you really
Yes.
start getting into that
Mhm.
vat.
Yeah.
Aha.
Totally.
But I always do water because it's
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. Now I'm like, why have I been doing milk when it doesn't even change anything?
So you grew up in New Jersey, correct?
Born and raised.
We love New Jersey here. Debbie
Yes.
and I are both from New York. We live in Queens now. But what are like your favorite Jersey foods?
Pork roll.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That
And
was
it
my
is
question.
pork roll.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you pork roll, Taylor ham, all the
I'm just
other.
going to settle the whole debate right here.
Yeah.
Uh, Go get any log of pork roll
Uh-huh.
and tell me where it says the word ham on it. It doesn't
Ooh.
say it. Taylor is the brand.
Uh-huh.
Pork roll is the
Yeah.
product.
So
That's actually good because I don't think I've ever seen the casing for it.
yeah, I've only gotten it like on the boardwalk. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Awesome.
mean,
Okay.
pork roll's the best.
It's
Yeah,
delicious.
it does.
What?
It does give like a je ne sais quoi to the egg sandwich, right?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we need to ask because of your TOC walk-in music and New Jersey. Are you into like Jersey ska, Jersey pop punk at all?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
So the
Um,
editors like gave you
no,
that
I mean,
music?
all right, I'm gonna say not really, but I guess yes. Yeah.
Can you drop any
I
names
just
for us right now? Like
There's no shame. We
so
are
yeah.
both like
we love this
ska,
shit, you know? Yeah.
So
tri-state area ska punk kids.
my my first walkout song for TOC4 was actually Cult of Personality.
Mhm.
Okay.
Excellent.
I was, I just first off, it's me
Yeah.
in a
Mhm.
nutshell, like just this, you think you know what you're gonna get, and then this new personality just comes out, and you're just like, oh, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Um, so that's where that song came from. And like I grew up just like a punk head, like,
Mhm.
tube socks, all black,
Mhm.
definitely had the studded like spike bracelets,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
seat belt,
Yes.
belt.
I
Speaking
mean,
our language.
we're probably like around the same age, I would guess, or maybe we're a little bit older than you. I don't know.
I'm
But that's like
35.
okay, so yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah, we're a
we're a
little
little
older.
bit older than you, but like yeah, like that was like, like I was were you into Catch 22 in New Jersey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
that
It was
was like
like,
us.
yes, say anything, catch 22, like the whole like
Say
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Still.
like when we watch you on TV, Debbie and I are like, I bet we could talk to Britt about that kind of stuff. So yes.
um, so TOC5 actually
Uh-huh.
changed my song. I don't know if you
Uh-huh.
noticed that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was Pretty Girls Walk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you get to
Oh.
choose. I didn't know you get to choose your song. Okay,
Oh
because
yeah.
I could never tell if it was like they pick or like you guys pick. So how is that process? You just give them anything, or do they give you a list or something? Or
No, they just basically they ask us what song we want to walk out to, and then they find like a similar or like I don't know how that works,
oh,
but
okay,
they so that they can actually air it.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. You can't just be like, I want Beyonce, and they're just gonna put it
Right.
on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had asked for Pretty Girls Walk, and everyone was like, what happened? And I was like, honestly, before I go out, every time, like I have my headphones in
Uh-huh.
and I just start listening to the beginning, like, no matter what these fellas talking about, just know you a bad bitch every motherfucking time that you wake up and you look into the motherfucking mirror. And like I get
Yes.
so pumped every
Awesome,
Yes.
time.
Oh,
the
that's so
best.
good. That's
And
so
then like right before they're like, all right, Jeff, you're going on. I like
good.
throw my earbuds and I'm like, let's go.
Yes. I
How
love
much time like between when you like leave the trailer and you walk out is there? Like is that pretty fast? Or are you waiting in the wings for a while?
Mm, well, we do like the like fun like smoke shots with the lights behind us.
Uh-huh.
We do that for, I don't know, like 60 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And then, well, this year was totally different for me, season 5,
Mm.
because what was I, a number 2 seed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So season 5, I was a number 2 seed, so the other person walked out before me. So like when you're the higher seed, you're just standing there waiting while
Right.
they're coming out to their song and
Yeah.
guys talking to them and
Oh, so
you're
you're
just sitting
in
there as a ball of anxiety.
can you hear what they're saying and everything when you're back there? Okay.
Not at
So
all.
you're just waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions about TOC, but let's
Sure.
rewind a little bit to earlier in your career and like when did you know you wanted to become a chef?
Oh man. I can't even remember.
Yeah. It's like
Like
growing
since
up
I
next
was
to
a
that
kid.
restaurant. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it just felt you felt it in your blood.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
my dad's a chef too.
Yeah.
So I had my dad on one side and then my mom's side was the restaurant that we lived
Oh,
next
okay. Cool.
to.
Oh, cool.
So it was the best of both worlds. And I
Yeah.
think if I did anything else, I would have been letting my family down.
Oh, wow. That's cool. So like they were supportive. Like you hear sometimes people are like, I'm a chef, don't be like me, but they wanted you to say, oh, awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh no, they did not want me to be a chef.
Oh,
Oh,
they did.
really? What did they want you to be?
I think anything other.
Yeah.
They're like,
Be a doctor.
Yeah.
forget holidays,
Uh-huh.
forget family time, forget
Yep.
your weekends, forget all this stuff. And they're like, just don't do it. Go have a good life, have a
Yeah.
good career. It's like, no, I want to be a chef. I want to be like you guys. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, totally. I mean, well, I want to ask because, and we're jumping the gun. I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but you recently moved to I guess Idaho's the Midwest or is it
No,
no Mountain
West.
The
State?
West, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So, like, is it like a different like chef lifestyle out there,
for
or
sure.
yeah,
It's so incredible out here. I mean,
yeah,
so it's the Mountain West,
mhm,
and where we live is like the Wild West. I mean,
yeah,
it's a really small town and
uh-huh,
awesome mountain town, but you have awesome like regional things like elk and bison and all
nice,
of this cool stuff that I didn't get on the East Coast.
yeah,
So it's really cool.
yeah. And are the hours like similar, or is it like, do you feel like it's like a little more? I don't know. I just assume like it's a little more
Chill.
easygoing. Yeah,
It's so chill. I mean, it's such a sleepy town.
that's
It's
great.
so cute. Everyone's in bed by like 9, 10 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a map right now. So you're right in the middle of Idaho, and Idaho is right next to Montana and Wyoming, which like from the
Yep.
East Coast, I like don't necessarily know that off the top of
Right.
my head. And I just recently was in Wyoming, and the cowboy lifestyle is very interesting. Are there like people walking around with cowboy hats and stuff in Idaho?
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
We have a
Amazing.
wall of cowboy hats downstairs at our house.
Yes.
Oh, so cool.
Yes.
So how did you decide to move to Idaho from New Jersey?
It's actually a pretty funny story. So Jonathan Sawyer,
Hmm.
Oh,
on season 4, we
Uh-huh.
had just met and like we were in the kitchen, on stage and stuff. And he looks at me, he goes, "Hey, you're pretty cool." I was like, "Hey, thanks, man." He goes, "Yeah, like, hey, do you want to come to Sun Valley, Idaho, and come do a food and wine festival with me?"
Heck yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, where's Idaho?"
just
No,
like
like
I
for
did right
real.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought he was just being like nice and cordial because I was the new kid on the block. And
Hmm.
after filming and everything, he called me like a month later and he was like, "So, you still down to do that event in Sun Valley, Idaho?" I was like, "Yeah, man." Like, I don't know where Idaho is. I don't know what Sun Valley is, but yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I flew out here and we did the food and wine festival. It was so much fun. And Sawyer and I actually sold 4 dinners for $10,000 a piece. So we had to come back four
Whoa.
times.
Wow.
And I was just like, I love this place.
Hmm.
And I was with Kinsey and I was like, "Babe, we could open a restaurant here." She
Hmm.
was like, "You're absolutely crazy." And then like 2 days later, she was like, "Hey, babe, you know what? We could open a restaurant here." I was like, "Wow, babe, that's such a great idea." She was like, "Yeah, instead of like putting a restaurant where we think a restaurant should be, why don't we be where we want to be and put a restaurant there?" I was like, "You're a genius, babe."
So you guys,
And
your wife's a chef too?
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Wait,
How,
so did you? Yeah, I was gonna. We were
yeah,
gonna ask how you met.
yeah, yeah. Did you two meet through cooking and everything?
yeah, she was my boss.
Oh,
Oh.
So
uh,
she was managing another celebrity chef's restaurants. She was
Uh-huh.
the director of operations. I'm not going to name who it is.
You don't need to.
Um, and they flew me out to Seattle, to help with their pizza concept as a
Uh-huh.
consulting chef.
Cool.
And that's how we met. And, we were just really good friends. I was there for 2 months. We were really good friends. And then when I left, I was like, I'm missing something. Like,
Oh.
I'm really missing something. And she called me. She was like, dude, I miss you. I was like, yeah, I miss you too. She was like, I think I'm gonna come visit. And I was like, great. And we've spent every day with each other since.
So before she came to visit, there was like no romance. It was just a friendship. And then she came
Just a
to
friendship.
visit, and then it was like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
I
you
love
gotta keep
that.
it professional in the work setting.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Of course, of course.
But
But I mean,
people
like
probably violate that all the time,
I
right?
know. I was gonna say, like, I've worked in plenty of restaurants. Like,
Yeah, but when you're a consulting chef for
Okay. Yeah.
another, you want to respect
Yeah.
everyone, and that was
Sure.
important for the both of us. And
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, we didn't realize we liked each other until I had gone back home.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Oh,
It's
that's
so
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
So, when did you start wanting in your career? Did you start wanting to be on TV? Was that like when a consideration you had early on or anything?
It was like I was obsessed with Food Network,
Hmm.
like beyond obsessed. I would
Yeah.
watch it before school, after school. I would record things when, you know, VCR, and
Hmm.
then going into like I don't even remember what those like on demand things or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would record everything so that I never missed anything. And watching Julia Child when I was a kid with my
Mhm.
pop, um, and it was always like a thing I wanted to do,
Mhm.
but I was too shy.
Mhm.
And I never wanted to like try out for it, and
Mhm.
because I couldn't talk in front of people ever. I couldn't talk if it was more than like three people. I couldn't do it.
Wait,
And
so
then
then what was your, yeah, I was gonna say, what was the spark?
I, one day I got drunk and I was watching Chopped, and I was like, I could do this shit. Like I could do this shit, no problem.
Uh-huh.
And my friend was like, sign up. So
Yeah.
I did, and they called me the next day,
Whoa. So
What?
you like went online, filled an application, and they called you right away?
right away.
Were
That's so
you
funny
based in
because
New York? Sorry,
oh,
Debbie.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say because like it's so funny. Like some of the other people that we've talked to on this podcast have been like, "Oh yeah, I filled out the application." And like a year and a half later, they've reached out. So
No, it was legitimately the next day.
that's
And
crazy.
were
That's
you
awesome.
based in New York at that time?
No, I was in California actually.
Oh wow.
Wow. So they flew you because Chop films in New York, right? So they flew
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
to New York. And what was the process like? So after the application, what was the process like to like before you were actually on Chopped?
It was two interviews.
Hmm.
One was just a phone interview, and then one was like a Zoom.
Hmm.
That was it.
That was
And
it.
then they were like, "Great, let's fly you out." And I was like, "Great, send it."
And you were
So,
like, "Okay, I'm ready to be on TV." Like,
Oh no, I
oh
like I was freaking out. I was like, I can't believe I have to do this now. Like
yeah,
this is my dream, but like never really kind of wanted it to be a thing.
yeah.
I called my dad and I was like freaking out. I couldn't sleep all week.
Oh.
And he was like, Britt, go to the drugstore and get St. John's wort.
Hmm.
And I was like, what is that? He was like, it'll calm you down. He was like, also, because I know you, go get Pepto too. I was like, oh, Dad, that's really smart. He was like, yeah, you're just like me, kid. It's like, yeah, you're right, Pop. So I loaded up on a bottle of Pepto and some St. John's wort and did it.
That was it.
so what year were you on Chopped? What was that?
2018?
And I don't think I've seen your episode. So you won, right?
I
The first
did.
one you were on, you won. Do you remember who the judges were?
Manit,
Ah,
Uh-huh.
Manit, Marcus, and I don't remember the third one.
Mm.
we'll look it up.
It was
I have
if I remember, it was a pasta episode, right?
No, it was bacon, burger, and beer.
Oh,
okay, so it was a theme episode. Awesome.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Did you feel confident like in the first basket or what happened?
No, we got like cheese curds and Brussels sprouts, purple Brussels sprouts, and I don't remember the other stuff. And I was like, what the fuck am I gonna make with this shit? I was like, I'm making poutine. That's
Nice.
the only
Yeah.
thing I know what to do with this cheese curds.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm making poutine.
And they were like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's a Brussels sprout poutine. They're like,
Yeah.
well, poutine has fries. I was like, yeah, but I didn't call it poutine. I called it a Brussels sprout poutine.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go. That's like the wording is always the funniest thing to me. Like
Oh
they get
yeah.
people get so I understand like you have something in your head,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah, but like it's just so funny when they like ding people for
Well, I
Yeah.
get it though, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
you say that it's a hot dog, but it's clearly a hamburger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Like it doesn't work. So you have to
Yeah.
actually really think about what you're putting on a plate. And if you don't think that it really hits the mark of all those things, then don't say it. Like
So,
just don't say it.
so you don't necessarily have to like if you had that in your head as like this is what I'm gonna make and it doesn't turn out that way, you don't have to like because I've seen so many people just kind of like force their that whatever
Yeah.
they decided to call it in the beginning, that's what it's gonna be.
They're like, it's a banh
Uh-uh.
mi, and then it's not a banh mi, and the judges are pissed.
They're
Yeah.
like it's a ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
This is
Totally.
clearly a croque madame.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so after you won Chopped, were you like kind of like put into like the Food Network talent pool? Like how did from there you end up on Beat Bobby Flay?
So I did Chop Champions after that.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I came in second place.
Mhm.
Which
Who did
I
you
was
who
like,
did you lose to?
her name was Fernanda.
Okay.
I don't
So
I
not
don't
like a
remember her
celeb,
last
not like a
name.
celeb that we would know.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, her name was Fernanda. I forget her last name.
Mhm.
She was super cool though.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I was just like, wow, this is cool. I got called back. And
Hmm.
then COVID hit.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, forget it now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'll ever be back on Food Network because, now they're just using their inner core.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And then they called me to do Beat Bobby Flay.
Okay. Wait, so I'm so confused about the timeline because didn't TOC happen right before COVID? Oh no, sorry, that's TOC one. Oh my
Yes.
God. And you were not
Yes.
on TOC one.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry, the time
I feel like
the
COVID
timeline
like
is
fucked everybody's
yeah.
timelines of
My
whatever. It
brain is
doesn't even
so much.
matter.
I'm like, no, like TOC happened in COVID. Yeah, TOC one. Okay, so you got called for Beat Bobby Flay. You
Yeah.
have to tell them in advance your signature dish.
So it was actually kind of funny how they do this process. Like they ask you like what you would want and multiple options.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then after that, because I wanted to do something with pasta,
Hmm.
and they were like, honestly, he's done too many pasta things. Like
Okay.
we can't.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get it. Like, is there anything that you would like for me to do?
Uh-huh.
Because I can do anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they sent me this like 2-page list of
Mhm.
possibilities.
Oh wow.
And I was like, chicken and dumplings all day. My grandmother made the best chicken and dumplings on the face of the earth.
Uh-huh.
And she was actually, she was, not well in her health. Um, she had actually passed right before I went to do it.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to honor her.
Yeah.
So I dedicated the whole thing to my grandmother.
I love that.
Awesome. And you like I feel like
Yeah.
not a lot of people beat Bobby Flay.
No.
It's like it's kind of annoying to watch because of how much he wins.
Yeah.
Like you're always annoyed when he was like, ah, damn it,
Yeah.
So beating Bobby Flay is like huge, right?
Yeah.
Were you surprised when you won?
I was shocked because it's actually so, so funny. So I told you, my dad's a chef, right?
Hmm.
And I told him what I was going on to beat Bobby Flay with. And he was like, Britt, I think you need to do like an Italian riff on it. Like do like a gnocchi style uh uh thing, and
Yeah.
then do like some broccoli rabe and sausage. And I just think it'd be so good, like a Tuscan soup-esque,
Hmm. Oh,
but do
yeah.
it like chicken and dumplings style. And I was like, wow, that sounds really delicious. I want to eat that. But like Bobby always goes classic.
Right.
And
Hmm.
this is so classic. I want to go head to head.
Yeah.
And Bobby went Italian with it.
That's
Whoa.
so funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because
Um,
do you think he was like, oh, well, Britt's coming on, so
So give me one second. I'm gonna turn on my light real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
okay.
Like, I just wonder if it was kind of the Bobby or his team or whatever,
Well, you know.
had the same kind of
Thought.
thinking. Yeah.
Well, he had his Calabrian chilies ready, right? That's what he always.
Yeah.
It's so funny because you'll never ever come into my house and not have Calabrian chilies in the fridge. Like it's just a staple here.
Yeah, of course.
But
Uh,
yeah, it's so funny. He did this like white Tuscan style gnocchi dumpling with chicken, and I was just like, I was gonna do that.
but so and then you won, and on Beat
Yeah,
Bobby Flay, there's no cash prize, right?
none.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's just for like literally for the bragging rights of beating Bobby Flay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so funny. Like, I mean, it's just kind of amazing. I was just, I don't know, in my head, I just had the thought of like, with Great British Bake Off, there's no cash prize. And like, but it's such a gentle show. But Bobby Flay, everybody's like, yeah, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat the shit out of him,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
So,
what's nice though is that they treat us really well.
that's
oh,
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like Chopped, you don't really get like accommodations, so
Uh-huh.
like the money comes from the prize.
Right.
Yeah.
But like Bobby, there's no prize, but he treats you really well, like really nice accommodations,
That's
takes
nice.
care of everything. It's just they do a great job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You have you done Bobby's new show, the Titans? You haven't done that
No,
yet,
I
right?
want to so,
Yeah.
so bad.
They got to have you on.
And
'Cause
that show does have a big cash prize also, right? Like that show is like $25,000, I think, is the prize. Yeah. So that's big.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Food
huge.
Network producers, we're putting
Yeah.
it out there.
I mean, that show seems so hard though, because like as we all know, Brooke, TOC champion, Michael Voltaggio, Tiffany, they're like, it seems hard to beat all three of them, right? Like
Yeah.
that's hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like I also it's exhausting. Three
Yeah.
rounds of
Yeah.
40 minutes. That's so
And
much.
they go one time each, so they are rested when they go. And then the other
They're
person is like,
fresh.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So how did
I
you,
always
sorry.
No, you're fine. I always think that like I don't know, as soon as I get out of a TOC battle, my adrenaline's pumping so much. I'm like, let's go. I want another one right now. Like throw me
Yeah.
back in. I'm ready.
Okay, yeah,
There you
yeah.
So
go.
I'm wondering if I could channel that energy if and when I
Totally.
ever get on that show.
Totally.
I mean, they have to have you on. I feel like it's like at this
I know.
point, of course.
Yeah.
But then how did you end up from that on the Triple G plan that got you onto TOC4?
So the next show that I did was Alex versus America.
Mhm.
Ooh, love that
I
show.
love that show. Yeah.
Yeah, so they reached out to me, and like the casting producer was, like, oh, like what is your specialty? I'm like, Italian.
Yeah.
And they were like, it was a guy, and he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we have our chef set. Like, could you do French? I was like, I could. I'm classically trained, but I'm Italian.
Yeah.
Like, I make Italian food.
Right.
They're like, yeah, but like I said, like we already have our chefs for that episode. And I was like, whoever you have, I'm better.
Yeah.
So you could figure it out, but I think I'll make better TV and I'm a great Italian chef.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay. We're gonna call you back tomorrow. I was like, all right. So I get a call from another producer, and they're like, "So we're casting you for the Italian episode." I was like, "Oh, imagine that!" So I went and did that, and I became really good friends actually with one of the producers, and she was just like, "What's your goals? Like, you're so good at this. Like, you're so fun, and you're good on TV. Like, what are your goals? What do you want to do?" And I was like, honestly, my biggest goal is either Top Chef or TOC. I was like, and like, I'll be happy if I ever make it to one of those.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll get you on TOC.
Awesome.
I was like, you're really funny. She was like, no, I think you're really good. Like, I don't know how this is gonna happen, but maybe one day I'll be able to give you a call. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay. It was like 2 months later, 3 months later, something like that. She calls me and she goes, "Hey, do you remember that one time that I was like, I'm gonna get you on TOC?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Now's your time to shine." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You have to do guys' grocery games play in, but I'm getting you there. You're gonna go do this. If you win, you get on TOC. This is your
Wow.
plan."
No
And I was
pressure.
like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "This is my dream, and I have to beat other chefs to be able to get into this crazy
Uh-huh.
elite competition."
Yeah.
And yeah,
And she
you're
was
in
like,
guys'
"Yeah,
grocery games. So it's like you're doing crazy shit. You're not just
Yeah.
doing
yeah."
like, yeah, yeah.
So she was like, I'm putting you there. You just have to win." I was like, "Oh, great." Chopped one all over again.
Right.
Like St. John's wort, Pepto.
Yeah.
So we know what happened, obviously,
Yeah.
because here you are now. But so you go into TOC in the bottom seed, and you're going up against previous winner Tiffany Faison. And she also has a reputation, right? I'm sure you've seen Top Chef and everything.
Oh yeah.
Um, so what did you think? Did you think you had a chance? Were you,
No.
yeah.
I was like, I made it to my dream. I'm so proud of myself.
Mhm.
Like, I'm getting on this stage with some incredible chefs, chefs that I've looked up to for so long. This is a pinch me experience. You know, I'm really glad that I made it here, but it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go home and it's fine. I'm totally fine with it. I was like, it's no big deal. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna show the world who I am. Maybe I'll get a second chance. Maybe I won't, but
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go out there and I'm gonna do it.
Hmm.
And you did it.
So yeah. And you spent a lot of time that season seeming shocked you were there. Was there a point during the season where it started feeling more real? Um,
No,
people,
no,
is
it
it?
doesn't. I still like, even last year, obviously we've already recorded season 6. Um, and like it's a pinch me moment every single time. Like I get butterflies every time. And most of these people are my friends. I
I know. I
text
was gonna say
constantly.
it's been like 6 years since the first time you were on TV. Like at some point, you got to be like, okay, I
Yeah,
belong here.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Like
I
yeah.
still feel like the newbie though.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were saying last year during our recaps. And we were like, when you were so shocked sometimes, we're like, Britt, you go here now.
Yeah. Like,
Because like it's like to us now, like, after like those 2 seasons, you were like you're like one of our TOC buds, like one of the
yeah.
people you like look forward to seeing there. So it's like, yeah, so it's like so cool to see like how excited you are, but also we're like, yeah, of course Britt belongs here.
Yeah, it's still like so surreal to me that
Yeah.
like I have this opportunity. I mean, one of my absolute best friends is now Stephanie Izard,
Ooh.
Amazing.
and Karen Akunowitz. Um, and I've been
Great.
texting them all day today because
Uh-huh.
they're actually coming out to Idaho and we're going to do an
Nice.
event together and
Ah,
stuff.
that's awesome.
But I
Uh,
still get like the butterflies when either one of them texts me, which is daily.
uh-huh.
It's ridiculous. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, oh yeah, she's my friend. Hold on. Play it cool, Britt.
Yeah, totally. That's so funny. I mean, so Guy calls you the angry Italian, right? Why does he call you that?
So it's actually a nickname that my old sous chef gave to me.
Uh-huh.
Well, it was behind my back. Uh,
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
yeah, at my last place that I was running.
Uh-huh. You don't
So
have
like,
So
to.
I was like, dude, guys asking me for like a nickname, and like I don't really have any
Uh-huh.
besides like when I was in college, I was called Sunshine,
There you go.
and everyone's like, "No, dude, you can't tell a guy that." I was like, "No, definitely not." And my sous chef CJ, who's one of my very good friends, he goes, Um, so I call you the angry Italian. I've been calling you that for like years. I was like, you've never once called me that. He's like, yeah, not to you, but referring to you. I was like, cool, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
He's like, like it's just, it's the kitchen, it is what it is, and you're kind of hot-headed, and whenever I would need you or go look for you, someone would be like, "Oh, what are you looking for? What who do you need?" And I'd just be like, that angry Italian that's walking around.
Wait, I have a question for you though. Is CJ from the tri-state area and or he is? Okay,
Yeah, he's
and
from New Jersey.
okay, because I was gonna say I saw this thing that was like, are you offended by me or are you not from the tri-state area or are you not Italian? Like it's like yeah. Like if you're not if you think this is like me actually angry, that's not what it is. This is me just like being a
Yeah.
tri-state, you know.
Well, that was his thing
Yeah.
because, like everyone could perceive it as being angry.
Right.
He knew I wasn't. It was just like
Yeah.
I talk with my hands. I talk
Right.
loud in the kitchen. I'm assertive.
Right.
I want things my way, and it's going to be done that way. And I'm very
Yeah.
strict. And it's what makes you a good chef.
Hmm.
And I guess I don't know. I guess I get angry or look angry or I don't know.
Like,
Kinsey all the time is like, "What's wrong? Are you mad?" I was like, "No, why?" She's like, "You look so angry." I was like, "It's just my resting bitch face. I don't know."
it's so funny because on TV, I don't think that you ever look angry at all. You come off as like one of like the nicest, kindest people on
Yeah.
TOC. So that's why
Seriously.
it's like so interesting when they call you the angry Italian because we're like, Britt, she's so nice.
I like to say that I'm pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'm not angry all the time.
My
Um, and I'm
my
definitely
husband
a lot nicer in the kitchen.
Yeah.
my husband, I was like, oh, I'm interviewing Britt today. And he's like, the angry Italian? Like,
Yeah.
but Debbie and I, are New York Jews, and I feel like that New York Jews and Italians have like like a cultural understanding between us. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Totally.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
People definitely think that I'm angry when I'm just loud.
Yeah, we're just loud. We
Yeah,
we use our hands.
Yeah,
And
I'm
we know what
loud,
we
I'm
and
boisterous.
right. And we know
yeah,
what we want and we say what we want.
yes. Okay, so how did that first TOC change your life? Like once it aired, did things change a lot for you?
Everything changed.
Uh-huh.
Like people recognizing me wherever I went. I got more opportunities um, to do events and do cool things and food and wine events and
Mhm.
to travel. And, I wound up leaving my job because I had so much travel to do. My
Mhm.
job was like, you can't do that. And I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
because this is like an opportunity I cannot pass up.
Yeah.
And was just like, all right, I guess it's time to leave my job and just figure it out.
Hmm.
Nice. Wait, so is that when you met your now wife?
It was like we finished in December and I met her in March.
Oh,
Wow.
so so you met her while TOC was filming. I mean, was not filming while it was airing then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's cool.
That's gotta be like, like a check in your column, right? If she's like watching TV and she's like, wow, this person I'm talking to is on
Also, I
TV.
gotta say, like, TOC changed you in like a lot of ways then. If like
Yeah.
that's like you met and got married to her like after, that's crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
Yeah,
Guy
because
like
if I
changed
didn't
the
do
world.
that, yeah, he did. I mean, if I didn't do TOC, like I wouldn't have met that other celebrity chef, and
Mm.
therefore I wouldn't have met Kinsey.
Yeah,
Wow. That's so cool. So
that's
and then
so cool.
TOC 5, you came in at a much higher seed. You were 2 seed. Did you feel differently walking in that year, like knowing that like you were gonna be like a threat instead of the underdog?
N no, I still felt very much like the underdog,
Hmm.
and I felt like I had to prove something.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Like I didn't want it to be like a Cinderella story and that was it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And
oh,
you
last year
see
was
it
a fluke.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Totally.
You see it happen all the time.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, and I just didn't want that. And I put so much pressure on myself to make sure that that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't even remember who I went against first.
Yeah, I
Huh.
should have written it down. I don't remember. I'm
Yeah, I
sure
I
it would be in
gotta,
my notes somewhere.
I have to look that because sometimes I get the seasons confused and I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I went against a very good friend.
Yeah,
Those are always like
I can look at my notes right now.
those are always like the most devastating matchups, I have to say. Ugh.
I just don't want to say it. I'm afraid. Let me see. Hold on. I have this year's bracket so I can look. Okay, so I went against Jonathan Sawyer,
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're now.
who
And
married Kinsey and I.
oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God. Oh.
He was he's one of my dear friends. He
Uh-huh.
comes out here to Idaho all the time.
That's awesome.
Talk to him all the time. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely love that man so much. He's like my brother from another mother, like,
I love that.
legitimately, though.
That's so great.
And I was just like, why? Like, we were so upset that we had to go against each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Why? It could have been anyone else. Like, why
Yeah.
us? Like,
Yeah.
we are actually best friends.
Yeah.
Like, he
And
is gonna marry me.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to us?
And Jonathan Sawyer is one of those people that, like, we all know he's a great chef, but he hasn't historically done great on TOC. And that happens to a lot of people, right? Where it's like there's
Mhm.
people that you know are amazing and they're always out in the first couple of rounds. So
Yeah.
that's got to like be another level to it, right? That you feel, but you are one of the people that thrives in TOC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted Sawyer so bad to win,
Hmm.
but I so could not go out in the first round.
No.
Hmm.
Like I just couldn't do it. Like I was
Yeah.
just like, I love you so much. And he
Yeah.
was like, I love you too. Like, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what one thing that we talk about TOC all the time is that in 5 seasons, a man has never won. And it's been like it's like the only in most food competitions, white men are like favored because of,
Yep.
internal bias or whatever. And so like that's one thing that like we are obsessed with about TOC is like women and people of color thrive in TOC because of the blind judging. So no offense to Jonathan Sawyer, but we're glad that you won.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad
Uh,
I won too
Yeah.
because I just really wanted to, stake my claim.
There you go.
yeah.
And then I deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously proved that. The finals, like the final four last year in TOC was crazy.
Hmm.
And I can't wait to see what happens this year. And
Yeah.
you said so you are back for TOC 6.
I am.
I'm assuming you can't
Nice.
tell us much, but is there anything you can tell us about TOC 6?
Uh, it is a topsy-turvy year.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so like whenever we interview people before TOC, then for like the whole time we're watching, we're like, is that what they were saying? Like we get these vague things, and it's like, so we're gonna be like, is that what she meant? But I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so soon. So you said you become friends with a lot of the TOC cast. You mentioned Karen and Stephanie. Like, who else are the people that you're like texting and feeling really close with after being in TOC?
Joe Sasto.
Hmm.
Oh.
He was
That's
actually one of the guests at our wedding.
Mhm.
I was gonna say because you compete, don't you compete against him a lot as far as like because they make you do pasta stuff?
No,
No.
we've never
Oh,
competed against each other
Why did I in my head
well,
like I always like
we should
yeah
see that then.
yeah
because he's West Coast
right
and I'm East Coast.
right
Yeah.
So,
Are they still
um,
doing West versus East this year?
I don't know.
Okay, so
oh, okay
we're interviewing Justin Warner again before TOC 6, so we'll try to milk some of this out of him too. Uh, but I
Yeah, get
can't
it
wait.
from him because I don't want to get in trouble.
yeah he's allowed to
So I feel like he knows exactly what he can and can't tell us
Yeah.
also. But so speaking of your wedding, you got married on September 28th,
I
which was the
did.
exact same day that Carlos Anthony got married. So dude, was there any argument over guest list between you two for your weddings?
I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
He's got his like California buds, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have my core people, and
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that's it.
Also, September 28th is also my wedding anniversary. So it's a,
Oh,
yeah, I was like so excited to see that you and Carlos Anthony both got married that day. I felt very excited about it.
Yeah.
I like the good juju.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great day. A Libra wedding, it's
Yeah. September, lovely,
oh, Britt, what's your astrological sign?
I am a Virgo.
Okay. Well, my husband's a Virgo, and like so many people I love are Virgos. I think that Virgo is a great sign.
Yes.
Do you care about astrology at all?
I think it's true to people's personality,
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what's like
but
Virgo
I'm
about
not
you
like
then?
the like
Yeah.
I don't know the rising or what have
Mhm.
you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But so like do you think that like you were like fit the Virgo stereotypes of like being like kind of fastidious and everything?
Oh yeah, I'm like neurotic, I'm organized,
Uh-huh.
super
Uh-huh.
clean. I know what I want. I'm determined. Um,
Well,
I
I think
have a
the
very short like social butterfly
Yeah. I think these
thing.
are good chef qualities, you know?
and also I think that Virgos are kind of like they're very like intense, but they also are like have like an intense creativity about them.
Yeah.
It's like some like kind of like weirdo artists are Virgos. And I feel like that's like a good thing for being a chef because you want to like think like we see that with you on TOC, right?
Yeah.
You like see the randomizer, you think of something new, right? So
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
feel like that's a total like experimental Virgo trait.
What's
for
Kinsey?
sure. She's a cap.
Ooh,
Uh,
Earth sign, Earth sign.
Yeah.
I mean Capricorn, my daughter's a Capricorn, so Capricorns are my favorite. It's
Yeah,
is
she's the best.
uh,
I love
She's the best.
I love seeing you two on Instagram. You are a very cute couple. Um,
Oh,
and do you want to tell us about like what it's so you're opening this restaurant together?
yeah.
What is that process like for you guys as a couple?
It's wonderful.
oh,
It's the
good.
best experience that I've ever had in my whole life. I
Mhm.
get to work with my best friend every single day.
That's great.
Um, everyone's like, man, most marriages don't make it through a renovation. You guys are building a whole restaurant from the ground up. And I was like, yes, like the best process ever.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to do it with your best friend?
Hmm.
And in a state you didn't live before, and like like it's like a whole new journey, not even just like yeah, that's crazy and awesome that it's going so well, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
and that was another question I have. Are you guys like finding your people in Idaho? Like, what's the community like there?
So it's really community driven here.
Right.
A bunch of small businesses, and
Mhm.
we all support each other, and um, it's great. We have, our people here, our friends, our core friends, and
Mhm.
it's just really amazing. The people here are great.
That's awesome. That's
Uh,
awesome. Where's
wh-
Kinsey from?
She's from San Diego.
Okay, so she's also like not.
Yeah, she's from San
Yeah.
Diego, but she was born in Houston, Texas,
Uh-huh.
ooh,
lived in Virginia for a little bit,
Hmm.
right outside of DC, and
Hmm.
then mostly raised in San Diego, and then moved to Seattle for the last 10 years before we moved here.
Do you either of you like feel uh, like how do you feel after moving from like bigger hubs, you know? Like how do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel I don't know, like do you feel like there's been a big change or is it just kind of
Well, so where I'm from in New Jersey is really small,
yeah.
basically where like the woods meet the ocean in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm such a like a piney.
Yeah.
I grew up hunting and fishing, and
Uh,
there's one traffic light in my town
oh
wow.
wow.
and two restaurants that are both owned by my family.
Amazing.
My graduating class, seven towns in one high school, and I think I had a graduating class of like 200, which was like
Oh
record
wow.
breaking then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 7 towns,
So
that's wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
So so for me it was kind of like just moving from the ocean to the mountains.
Right.
Hmm.
For Kinsey, it's a little bit different because she lived in Seattle for the last 10 years, and
Hmm.
there's just like there's a lot of culture
Hmm.
and a lot of different people and a huge
Hmm.
hub, and
Hmm.
so it's a little different for her because we can't go out and get Indian food or Pakistani food,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
pick whatever, we want Vietnamese today. Oh no,
Yeah.
I want, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a change, and
Uh-huh.
the hustle and bustle is so much more relaxed for her.
Hmm.
Um, and I've never seen her happier. So
Oh,
Oh,
good.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you guys at elevation where you are?
Oh yeah.
What's the elevation?
5850.
Okay. So it's like high, but it's not like you're not in Breckenridge high.
No, we're higher than Denver though.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that does that change how you cook at all?
Oh my God, yeah.
That's really,
Water boils so fast. Pasta takes twice as long to cook.
that's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I was making like ziti the one day,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, is this pasta ever gonna cook? I mean, I think it was cooking for like 18 minutes.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
And it was
And that,
still like al dente, like very al dente.
so you just have to like kind of relearn a lot of stuff like in your rhythm of cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
Things
your rest
reduce really fast.
Mhm.
Grains cook, like you need more water.
Oh yeah.
Fresh pasta is really hard because it dries out because we're also not only
Oh.
high elevation, we're also desert.
Oh
wow.
wow. Yeah. That's so
So
crazy. I need to go look up Idaho stuff because you're like, you just saying desert. I was like, wait, what? Like,
you should just you should just Google real quick. You should just Google Sun Valley, Idaho, and it'll
okay.
just show you everything.
That's okay. That's what I'm gonna do. Because like I other than you moving there, I think I don't have any other frame of reference for
Well,
Idaho. It's
I
crazy.
saw like a Netflix like celebrity homes show that had Aaron Paul lives in Idaho now.
Okay. Okay. Good on him.
From Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
So it's like
Sweet.
I know it's like a place you could like I just that so that was like my only like reference is he has like this beautiful home and it's like oh
Yeah.
like who knew Idaho is beautiful but
Yeah.
Oh
like
my God, it's one of the most beautiful, majestic places I think I've ever visited in the United States.
All right. Well, Rachel and I have been saying when we saw that you moved out there, we were like, oh, we're gonna go. We have to take a
yeah.
road trip. And
So when you were talking about like how you wanted to like like have a restaurant where you wanted it to be, it made us think of our fave Sarah Bradley, who
She's awesome.
yeah, she's
and
amazing.
we interviewed her and then we did go on a girls trip. We took two of our friends to her restaurant in Kentucky and it was that vibe where it's like she was like I like Paducah, Kentucky. I don't care that it's not LA or New York or whatever. I'm opening my restaurant here and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And like it's like she has like this great life, right? Because like it's like a place where she wants to live. And like that sounds like your plan, right? It's like have be somewhere you want to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll definitely like girls trip to
Hell
Idaho.
yeah. Hell
Are
yeah.
there Airbnbs with hot tubs there? That's
Yeah.
Everyone has a hot tub because it's so
Yeah.
cold here.
well, that's all I care about
Yeah,
is
that's
whether
our
I get a
like
hot.
big vacation like number one check off thing is like we always have to find a place that has some sort of water.
So when
Oh
is your
yeah.
restaurant opening?
Uh, we are opening March 5th.
Oh
March 5th.
my gosh.
Awesome. That is
Holy
so
shit.
exciting. Will you just like tell us like give us like your elevator pitch to your restaurant for any of our listeners?
Sure. So, Fiamma means little flame in Italian. We are a live fire Italian inspired restaurant.
Yes.
So all game meats and vegetables cooked over live fire.
Mhm.
We built a huge custom 7-foot hearth in the kitchen. It's beautiful. It's fucking sexy.
Mhm.
Um, and a huge pasta program.
Amazing.
Awesome.
That sounds
We
incredible.
actually we actually built a humidified pasta room because there's zero humidity here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like, how am I going to make pasta for the masses?
Yeah. Oh, that's so smart.
That's
So we
amazing.
did a fully humidified, like piped in everything.
Mm. So what's your favorite game that you're serving? Or like what do you like to what is the Idaho game besides like you said elk and
Elk, venison, wild boar,
Mhm.
squab,
Nice.
pheasant, duck, quail,
Mhm.
all the fun stuff.
Yeah, that sounds
Awesome.
great. That
I mean,
sounds
sounds
awesome.
delicious. I definitely want to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what are there any other competitions post TOC6 that are like on your radar? You mentioned triple threat. Anything else you're thinking
Yeah.
of?
I, that's really all I can think of right now.
Yeah.
I mean, no, wild card. I want to do wild
Oh
card.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched the season yet and I it's like I that's what I
So
hear. That's what I hear. And it's so I feel so bad like so my husband works nights and I work days and so like we rarely have enough time to watch something together, you know? And that's like one of on our list of things to like that we have to wait. So I haven't been able to even like but I heard that this season is crazy.
it's so good. I'm really excited for tomorrow's episode though,
Oh,
See, I have
because
not watched the
Sawyer and
season either.
Karen's on it.
Ooh,
yes.
awesome. And
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking at Instagram for the pictures of you and Karen and Stephanie at your dinner together.
Yeah.
I saw Karen and Stephanie together today on Instagram. So,
Yeah, we they actually did like this beautiful brunch to help out with the fires in LA,
oh,
and
awesome.
we actually gave them an auction item of 4 seats at the chef's counter at Fiamma,
Ooh,
Awesome.
a VIP dinner, and it
Uh,
got sold. And Joe Sasser's going to fly out and do the event with me.
awesome.
nice. I love that.
I'm gonna put in a shameless plug that we want to interview Karen so bad. We love her.
Well, just to let you know also like so the opening to our theme song um oh my God.
Christian Petroni saying moms are hardcore, and he's talking about Karen Akunowitz.
Yeah.
So we're like, because we're like a mom podcast, so we're like moms, and like on TOC4, remember Karen was like 8 weeks postpartum or whatever. So like we're like we love her. So tell her we love her when you see her.
Will do. Will do.
But that's awesome. Like, thank you so much for helping out with the fire relief. And like,
Yeah.
we didn't really want to say anything, but I feel like we should. That like we're recording on kind of a heavy day today, also.
Yeah.
Everyone who listens to our show knows how we feel about politics, and how we are about them. But yeah, it's things are dark, and it's Monday the 20th, and that's what we'll say. So we're really happy to talk to you. I just
Yeah.
feel like we have to like mention that,
For sure.
because it's a weird time. I don't know your politics, but I assume they're not terrible.
These are dark times.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
To
Um,
quote to quote a Harry Potter reference.
so yeah, so it's just like, and thanks for bringing up the fires because we didn't talk about that either. And it's just like, there's a lot of like dark stuff in the world, and that's like one thing that I feel like this podcast, we like just Debbie and I just love to watch food TV. And it's like such a good thing that I feel like does like bring people together in this way, like from different backgrounds and stuff. And I think that like as the walls close in certain ways, it's really nice to like have like this way of connecting with people. Like it's like, we're so excited to get to talk to you, and like we love watching our little food shows about people cooking, and like I don't know, it's just like it's like a light in the world. So
Yes.
thank you for being part of that light in the world, Britt.
Yes.
No worries.
Um, so the way that we end the show, is that we always talk about what we had for dinner. And I know over there in the West, you have probably not had dinner yet, but if you know what
Not
you had
yet.
for dinner, if you know what you're gonna have or what you had for lunch or something, so we just go around saying that. Debbie,
Wait,
do you want to? Sorry, yes,
can I interrupt real quick?
of course.
I totally forgot I wanted to ask you this question. Um, are you ever gonna do a show with your dad? Because it sounds like he
Ooh.
is like you guys really bounce off each other really well.
If given the opportunity,
Yeah.
I would love to do a show with my dad. Like a guy's
Throwing that
grocery
out
games,
there.
like
Yeah.
it would be so much fun, and I would love that so much.
Do one of they should
My
do one of those Father's Day episodes or whatever, where it's like
Yeah.
chefs and their
Yeah.
dads. Do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, no, I would
If you're
love
listening
to.
out there.
Yeah, putting it out in the universe.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to. My dad's such a great chef, and he's been such an inspiration to me my whole life. And he's flying out to help me open this restaurant.
Oh,
Oh,
Dad.
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
Is he like a
dad for the win.
character?
Uh, my dad and I are basically twins.
Yeah.
Okay. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Personality, everything. Like
Awesome.
we look alike. Our hands are the same. Our structure is the same. Like we make the same facial expressions. It's so funny.
Genetics are
Awesome.
so wild, isn't that? It's just like such a funny little.
It's so crazy because, people say, "Oh, you look just like your mom. You look just like your mom."
Yeah.
And as soon as my dad comes in the picture, they're like, "Oh no, you look just like your dad."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was letting you figure that out.
Right.
What can I say? I got two good-looking parents.
There you go.
I think that just sounds like a great pitch for an actual, like, not just like a guy's grocery games, like a show,
Yeah. Legit.
Britt and her dad go around Italy or whatever,
I would just like to see you two, going around the Pine Barrens. Like, let's do it,
Yeah. let's
For
let's do
sure.
the Pine Barrens episode of The Sopranos, but with Britt and her dad. So,
Yeah.
That's such a good one.
um, okay, so feel free to ask whatever questions, but let's talk about dinner for a minute.
Yeah.
Debbie, you want to go first?
So we went to a shabu shabu place. It's buffet style. It's spring shabu shabu in Flushing, and it was awesome because my son Charlie, who's 5.5, he was telling every single person that he passed by that he was going to make his own soup.
Aw.
He was really
So cute.
And then I sent you sent the Britt, you sent the email saying that you were running a little late, and I texted, and Rachel texted me. She's like, did you see that Britt is running? I was like, oh, thank God, because when you sent that email, I sent Rachel a picture. It was of my other kid Otis with two different ice cream cones in his
Oh, yeah.
hands, like
Double fisting ice cream, yeah.
And I was like, this is good because this is where we are right now. So, and then our leftover soup spilled in the car. That was the emergency that I was running. So.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Britt, what did you have for lunch, or what are you having for dinner? Up to you.
So what did I have for lunch? Chicken fingers, because we
Ooh.
were all day doing interviews from 11 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the evening.
Damn. Well, thank you for joining
Yeah.
us after that then.
So we were up by the restaurant doing a bunch of interviews, and I ran next door to one of the restaurants and just grabbed some chicken tenders, which I love.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Big chicken tender fan, big
Mhm.
Dino Nug fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's staple in this household.
Yeah.
Staple in this household.
Yeah.
I never not have Dino Nugs.
Nice.
But tonight for dinner, we are having tortellini soup.
Ooh.
Obviously, my voice is a little off because I have had the flu for the last week.
Oh no.
No.
So many people that we know have the flu right now. It's
That's
bad.
kind of
I'm
like
so
we
sorry.
went for shabu shabu because I was like, I need soup because I'm like scared of whatever's about to happen to me. So
Yeah, it was tough. So I made some homemade tortellini soup.
nice.
Awesome. Do you want to
Yeah.
give a brief explanation of what's in it or anything?
Roasted chicken.
Mhm.
I actually kind of cheated. I guess I Sandra Lee'd it, semi-homemade. But I got a rotisserie chicken from our local grocery store and made my own
Classic.
broth and like simmered that for a couple of hours and then
Nice.
pulled all the meat and chopped it up. Onions, carrots, celery. I love a lot of carrots in
Mm-hmm.
my chicken noodle soup of
Mm-hmm.
any sorts. And then some good old prosciutto and ricotta
Nice.
Awesome.
tortellinis.
Sounds great. Like they call chicken noodle soup a lot of times they call it Jewish penicillin. It sounds
Mhm.
like the tortellini chicken soup is Italian penicillin.
There you go.
Well, Italian penicillin is pastine.
Oh, sorry. I
Yes.
didn't realize there was.
That is one of my favorite things too.
Pastina is one of the best things in the whole wide world. And
Hmm.
usually, whenever Kinsey is sick, she asks me to make her Italian
Oh.
penicillin.
Oh, awesome. Is Kinsey Italian?
She is not. She is German.
Ah,
Mm.
cool.
German,
Just
Austrian.
awesome. My husband is actually Austrian and he's working on getting Austrian citizenship right now. So I know nothing about it, but I'm very curious. Does she cook German food?
Nope. She actually, her like culinary style is like Asian
Ah,
and Mexican.
oh,
Oh,
cool.
cool. I love
Awesome.
that.
We were traveling today. Britt, when you were saying before, like a lot of marriages don't last a renovation, our kitchen is getting renovated right now. And it is rough, especially with a 4-year-old at home. And so since it was a long weekend, we decided to just like go to like a nearby hotel for a night last night. And
Ooh, little
see
staycation.
Yeah.
exactly. So see, okay, so this is the thing. I thought a staycation had to be at your own home, but my husband was like, no, since we're only going an hour away, it is a staycation.
Yes. Yep.
So
Totally.
okay, so you guys proved me wrong. Um but yeah, so we went just like to Long Island and we stayed like in a hotel with a pool so we could
You
like,
gotta say it right.
but
Long
oh,
Island.
Long Island, Long
Yeah.
Long
Island,
Island.
Long
Yeah.
Island. Yes, we were in Stony Brook, Long Island, and we just like went pool, hot tub, it was great. So on the way back we just got a pizza and we had
Awesome.
but I was in the mood for pizza with chicken on it. Like, like a
Hmm.
chicken parm vibe pizza. And we got like the pizza place Caesar salad, which was not good, but I like
Mm.
needed like some kind of crunchy vegetable in my system.
Yeah.
I
Um
feel like even the like shittiest hole in the wall pizza places that I've ever eaten at always had good Caesar.
Yeah.
It was fine, but it was like so yeah, like we have like a lot of good pizza places around us. We like switch up where we order from, and usually I feel like the Caesar salad is better. It was just like the dressing was like kind of was like strangely sweet or something, which whatever, it
Ooh.
was fine. Yeah, it was fine. Like, I got my I got what I needed for dinner.
Mhm.
I
So yeah,
love a
so that
nice
was our dinner.
candied anchovy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, no, it was fine. We're living in this renovation hell, and actually, when I get off here, I'm gonna like put some stuff in the slow cooker to do like a beefy tomato sauce for tomorrow
Nice.
because we don't
Mm.
have an oven or stove or anything, so it's like we have slow cooker, air fryer.
I
So that's our life right now. But hopefully, our marriage will survive. No, it will. I'm just
think, yeah.
but yeah,
What
so
kind of pizza? You had
uh
chicken pizza?
yeah, it was half plain, half with like a,
Chicken
chicken
parm.
cutlet on it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not usually I'm a pepperoni person, but I was in the mood for chicken.
Mm.
So,
That's fair.
but yeah, so Britt, it was so great to have you.
Yes.
So we can follow you, I know on Instagram, we'll post that. Anywhere else people should follow you?
That's about it. That's all I
Okay,
Hmm.
great.
really do.
Yeah.
Just Instagram.
And I mean, TOC is starting so soon. I know the play-ins are starting. I mean, the what's it called? The qualifiers are
Hmm.
starting in like mid-February, and we are so excited. We'll be covering it play by play here on the
Yeah.
pod. We can't wait. We'll see what is topsy-turvy about it.
Hmm.
Like you said. And yeah, like Britt, we're so excited for your restaurant and thank you so much. Everyone, please rate, review, subscribe to the podcast, share it with a friend. Once TOC starts, things are going to get wild here.
Yeah.
So spread the news.
And send me hate mail if you want to.
Oh yeah, send Debbie hate mail. Not to me, just to Debbie. Britt, thank you so much for being here. And for now, I think it's time for us to pack
Pack
our
our
knives
knives
and
go.
go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This will be out on Wednesday, and we'll send it to you and everything. Tag you on Instagram,
Awesome.
etc.
And you are
Thank you.
awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you
we
so
love you so much.
We're gonna come out to visit.
We're gonna
What's
come
like
to
the
Idaho.
best Idaho season, you think?
For me, it's winter.
Uh-huh.
But
I
the
don't want to
summer,
go in. I don't want to go in winter.
yeah, I mean, it was -3 here
Okay,
today.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's so crazy because it's high desert still. So it's I know this is so stupid to say, but we're closer to the sun and the sun is warm. So as long
Uh,
as the sun's out, it doesn't
oh,
matter if
yeah.
it's
Right.
0 degrees, 10 degrees, -10. It's warm out.
Yeah.
well, my brother's from Colorado, and he was up in the mountains, and yeah, it's like it never feels that cold in the winter there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
No,
even feels
only
like
once the sun goes down.
Yeah.
yes, but it would be like 60, and we'd be like, wow, we're sweating, and it's like
Yeah.
it would be like so much hotter than we thought it would be. Yeah.
But it
Um,
seems like y'all would really like summertime and you can go to all the like natural hot springs that are
Yes.
oh
here
yeah.
locally.
That's our vacation vibe.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. We'll see
It
you in
doesn't
the
get too
summer.
hot.
Yeah. Perfect.
I mean, a
And
natural
there's
hot
tons of
spring
hot
is
springs.
it's
Yeah.
my favorite thing in the world to do is a natural hot spring. Okay, we'll text the gals.
Yeah.
Okay, Britt, it was so great to talk to you, really.
Thank you
And
so much.
yeah, it was a dream come true.
Yeah.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.